Been looking for another place to camp because since we got here, it has gotten busy. And busy camping is not fun camping. It's not peaceful camping. It's not serenity. It's not good. It's like a little four-wheeler trail up in here. I know sitting on the ocean, on the edge of the ocean, is serene. You know, watching a sunset or a sunrise from the beach is really cool. But for me, this is it. This is just it. Because you get to the ocean and it's just water as far as you can see. And people like that, and that's great. But here, around every curve, around every turn, around every tree, it's a different view. It's something different. You don't know what you're going to run up on. You don't know what's going to run up on you. It's a little exciting. We'd actually considered trying to get the van up in here, and I probably could get it up in here. A little iffy for me around some of these places. But that's part of the reason we have a van, is so we can go more places. You know, there's always people saying, well, y'all need to get an RV, and y'all need to get this, and y'all need to get that. If that's what we'd have wanted, we would have gotten it. But you can't bring an RV up in here, you know? And I could bring the van. If I really wanted to, I could. I don't like camping right beside people. Like camping in an RV, like in an RV campground, seems like one of the most terrible situations ever to me. Because you're just lined up just like you are at your house. Just house. Why would that be fun? But that right there, that's heaven to me. Minus the dog sometimes. But this is out in the wilderness with my wife, just out. This is, you know, some other family we'd like to be here, but this is, I know it's not heaven, but it's heaven on earth to me. We've actually moved to another campsite. This one has a little bridge. You can tell it's a bridge because it looks like a bridge. I bet there's water. I'll be dipped. Yep. That's usually why people build a bridge, is to go over something. But I'm a Texan, what do I know? We're actually on the other side of the mountains from where we have been.
Here.
We're closer to Taos now. This is a place neither of us has ever been. It's not terrible up here.
No.
It was a little warm earlier though.
Yeah.
Its elevation's about 1,000 feet lower, so, but it does smell very mountainy up in here, which is not surprising considering we're in the mountains.
Maybe it's a different elevation.
Maybe so.
I don't know. See, I had a problem with the...
Yeah. Rachel's had an issue with the altitude she's never had before. We'll say Rachel has had, how do we want to say this?
I mean, it's a
she's had fun bags put in.
Yeah.
And she's never had an issue before with altitude, but
I've been to Colorado, I've been to all kinds of
here
places.
and then everywhere we've
been snowboarding and stuff. Never had a problem with them until like now.
They've been
it's like popping.
Kind of like when we got up here, all of our bags of, you know how you get up in elevation, all your bags of chips have exploded and all that. Well,
it may be that, just expansion.
She's been having issues with it.
So I had to go into town and Google, found out that it's pretty common when you get up in the altitude levels. So.
That's why my stomach's so big, because I get up in the altitudinous. Yep. GoPro, stop recording. GoPro, stop recording. Every time we come up here, we forget to bring fishing stuff.
I know. Okay. No.
And
he found.
Oh yeah, he found animal deposits. So those are just trail snacks for him. Oh, snail tracks. I mean, trail snacks. So I have figured out one thing about a GoPro is if you're ever going to get one, and they're great, but you definitely better schedule out some time to download it all to your phone.
Yeah.
Or whatever, because it takes a minute, especially for long videos. Oh yeah. If you've watched any of our earlier videos, you've seen our little fridge / freezer. It can be either one. It's an Alpha-Cool, small, but it's so far it's worked great. However, it's hard to buy, it's hard to keep very much frozen food. So we had 2 coolers. And this is something I'd actually thought about before, but I had never tried it. And then I saw something on TikTok. Decided to try it. So when we get back to the van, I'll show you. You just drill a bunch of holes in the top of your cooler and spray like expanding foam, like you put it around windows or whatever, household stuff. Spray it down in that void, and it's way more. It works better than just the air that's in it.
Oh yeah.
So what we've started doing is we have our freezer, we have our Alpha-Cool set on, we have it down to -4. So this time we could actually bring, we could buy hamburger meat and all that and freeze it. And then chicken, breakfast meats, so you don't have to use them real quick. And then we freeze water bottles, switch those out into the cooler, freeze bottles, put them in the cooler. Whenever we switch those out, we put some in the freezer, and then we just switch it. It's actually working out really well, and I'm pretty impressed with the way the cooler keeps stuff cool. It's been remarkable. Not as good as a Yeti, obviously, right, but for a cooler we already had, and then I already had 2 cans of spray foam, of the expanding foam. So yeah, it's worked great.
yeah, Tommy couldn't come down here because he's got his flip-flops on, so I'm down here kind of scouting it out. It's so pretty. I told him if we had some fishing poles, we'd come out here and fish. Yeah, right on them rocks right there. Woo-wee!
As far as the GoPro, I have found that it's way easier to record with this.
Yeah.
Because I'm not having to, I mean, I always have my phone with me, and yes, it's better video, obviously.
Right.
But this is so much lighter and smaller. And you can run it into trees and stuff.
Did you smell something that you just had to?
What happened is you had to all of a sudden stop, and
Yeah.
the most important thing in the history of mankind, to stop and put his dog nose on it.
Oh yeah.
It'll be fine. These are Rachel's favorite trees right here. She loves aspen.
They're pretty. Pretty, pretty.
It's a tiny one, but so I think tomorrow we're going to head to Angel Fire, New Mexico. Eagle's Nest, however you want to, I guess Eagle's Nest is the actual town. And try to go up into the Valle Vidal unit at a place I've never been. Place obviously Rachel's never been. But come on now. So on behalf of Rachel, Badger, myself, thank y'all for watching Oreo Speedwagon.